I'm scared. She is not to be trusted. Yeah, my heart is already breaking. What? What is the point? Madly in love. Hello my beautiful people, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Gianna, Lian, and we are back with yet again another spoiler-free reading vlog. Today I thought we could do a shorter reading vlog. Actually, I don't know how short this reading vlog actually is going to be because this girl likes to yap. We like to yap over here, but I am anticipating it to be a little bit shorter because we are only reading 2 books in today's reading vlog. I normally aim to read 3 to 4, maybe 5 books in each reading vlog that I post for you guys, but today we are only reading 2 because we are going to be reading my highest and lowest rated book that I have on my physical TBR, okay? I did go through my Goodreads, I did a little searching, I did a little calculating, and I found my highest average rating on Goodreads and my lowest average rated book on Goodreads. I've seen so many people make this video and I've been dying to do it for a while now, and I actually did try to film this for you guys in the summertime, and I actually ended up just scrapping the whole video as a whole because I just hated the book and I just lost interest, to be completely honest. But we're doing a take 2. You guys didn't know about the first take, but I did try to film this. We're back with 2 new books. I'm very surprised with what my Goodreads revealed. I was not expecting the highest book to be the highest and the lowest book to be the lowest, but that's just what ended up happening. So for my highest book, Goodreads told me that The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros was actually the highest book, which kind of shocked me, but at the same time didn't, because everyone talks about this book, and when we're trying to explain what book made us cry, this is the one that normally pops up, okay? So that wasn't a complete surprise, but the rating was so high. We need to pull up my phone for the actual statistics here. This has a 4.49 average star rating. That is crazy. That is so high, with over like 500,000 ratings on Goodreads. I was not expecting that, but this has been on my TBR for a hot minute, and I'm super excited to finally be pushed to read it because yes, I have interest in it, but there's so many other books on my physical TBR that I keep pushing this one off to the side. So this video is not only going to help me get it off my physical TBR, but it's also gonna be interesting to see if I love it as much as apparently everyone else loves it on Goodreads. But then we have the lowest book on my TBR, which is A Twisted Love Story by Samantha Downing. Now, I know this book isn't as popular, but there were still quite a few ratings over on Goodreads. That honestly kind of shocked me with how low this rating was. This one was averaged at a 3.21. So definitely way lower than The Last Letter, but still not a terrible rating. And it's also another one that I've kind of just had forever, but I kept pushing off. It's a toxic romance, but kind of based in like the modern world of like online dating, or is it? Just kidding. No, I was completely wrong. It's basically a toxic romance and how everything is not as glamorous as they seem behind the closed doors. Wes and Ivy were following, but these are the 2 books that we are going to be reading in today's reading vlog. It is going to be spoiler free as always. You guys will get to see my reactions, my opinions, my ratings, everything. Oh, this book was upside down. You'll get to see everything in this reading vlog, and we'll see if the Goodreads average rating means anything. I guess that's kind of the whole point, which will be interesting to see. I couldn't decide on what book I wanted to read first because I'm indecisive and I can never make any decisions. So I actually asked you guys over on Instagram. I made a little poll to make you guys make the decision for me, basically. So I haven't checked the results, but it's been sitting for a hot minute. So we're gonna check the results right now. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, The Last Letter actually won with 51%, and A Twisted Love Story had 49%. So very, very close poll. Seems like you guys are interested in me reading both of these, which is a good sign. But yeah, I guess we're gonna start with The Last Letter. I don't really know anything about it other than that it's apparently very heartbreaking, very heart-wrenching, and that's kind of exactly what I'm looking for. So hopefully this book will make me cry. But I'll keep you guys updated with my thoughts, and we're just gonna get into it. Make sure you like this video and subscribe before we get started. The Last Letter, here we go. feel like this reading vlog specifically is going to be so fun because we're only reading 2 books, so I really get to update you guys as much as possible for those 2 books. I feel like you guys are going to get more emotions, more updates, more of just like my overall thoughts. That just sounds a little bit fun and a little change of pace, but I do have a first update for you guys. We're not very far, but I already need to talk. We're on page 26, chapter 4. It is dual POV. We're following Ella and Beckett. Beckett is in the military and Ella is a single mom of twins. She's actually pretty young. I'm pretty sure she's 24, already a single mom. She's raising twins. They're on the younger side as well. And the whole start of the book is revolving around letters being sent back and forth between Ella and Beckett. And the only reason that they know each other or partially know each other is because Beckett is in the same army/military force as Ella's brother. I'm pretty sure his name is Mac, or he goes by Mac in the book so far. So Mac kind of just passed along Ella's contact to Beckett and was like, oh, my sister wants to write letters, and kind of have like a stranger's ear for her to vent and write letters to. So Beckett, being so reserved, is like, okay, sure, maybe. I mean, I can't promise I'm going to send anything back, but once he reads Ella's first letter, he is intrigued. He is very interested in Ella and what she has to say, and kind of just wants to find out more about her and her life. And obviously, because Mac is his best friend, knowing that that's his little sister, he wants to know more. So it's super cute. I already know that this book is going to be super sad. We obviously have Beckett being in the military, so that obviously comes with so much hard things to read, and that's going to be a whole chaotic mess in itself. But then we have Ella as a struggling single mom, raising kids and finding herself and kind of just battling with her own inner demons of like, am I good enough? Am I raising my kids right? She's just kind of unstable right now. So I think it's going to be a really, really hard read. I've heard it's a hard read, obviously. Everyone is always sobbing at this book, so that doesn't surprise me, or that's not like a, oh my gosh, I didn't know moment. But I think after starting it, it's going to be so much more sad than I'm thinking, or that I thought going into it. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm in love with the writing so far. Obviously, we're 26 pages into it, so we don't really know too much information, but I already feel hooked to these characters. And I also just kind of want to know more about Beckett and his inner demons, because he's very reserved and has so many walls up, and he constantly keeps saying like, I don't have time for relationships, I know I'm not good enough for them, or why would I give myself to someone just for them to hurt me? It seems like he has a lot of trauma there. But I did save 2 quotes in my phone already. I don't want this update to get too long, so this will be my last closing point before we continue reading. But the first one is on page 5. It says, attachments to people, places, or things were inconvenient or screwed you over because there was only one thing certain, and it was change. That was in Beckett's point of view, which is kind of jumping on my last point of like, he's so reserved and like he just needs to protect himself in a way. Why? We have no idea. And then I just saved a quote on page 24 saying, sometimes you have to leave so you know what it is you left. You don't really value something until you've lost it, which is so true. But when it was worded in that way, it just hit so much deeper. Oh my God, I love it. So let's continue reading. I'll continue to update you guys, and let's just hope there's not too much crying in this reading vlog. That's all I'm hoping for. We love a protective brother. Why are we starting with all of this so early into the book? I don't know if I can handle this. I literally... my heart. Okay, one more update really quickly to give you guys more context on what's going on in the book, because I am so hooked to it. Hooked to it in like the best, worst way, if that makes sense, because it's so sad already, but like I'm also so hooked to it because I feel so connected to these characters. Like I feel like I'm a part of their little group already. Oh my gosh. Okay, anyways, let's get on track, Gianna. We're on page 67, chapter 7. We're on a Beckett chapter, and wow, has a lot happened since I literally just last updated you guys like 30-40 pages ago. Yeah, my heart is already be breaking. But basically, to put it simply, this little synopsis on the back is the letter that Ella's brother sent to Beckett, and it basically says like, if you're reading this, I didn't make it in battle, and my only wish or my only ask of you is to go home to where my sister lives and go take care of her, because obviously Ella, the sister, she's a single mom raising twins. She runs her own business. It's a skiing lodge slash inn, so she has a lot on her plate, and her brother knows that she likes to do everything by herself, even when she's drowning, even when she needs help. She refuses to ask for it, so that was her brother's only wish of Beckett, to basically go and help her, watch over her, see if she needs anything, stuff like that. So obviously that has happened. Beckett is now at the inn and has met Ella, but he has decided to kind of lie to her in a way. Because they only chatted through letters and Beckett went by like a fake name, she has no idea that she actually is talking to Beckett, and Beckett kind of lied, saying like, oh, the guy that she was talking to in the letters died with her brother. So to Ella, this is just like a random man that still knew her brother, but isn't the one who was writing letters with her. So I don't really love that, and I think it's gonna blow up in his face, to be honest, but we'll see how that goes. So he's basically there. They've already gotten off on the wrong foot. She is obviously very guarded. She doesn't really want him there, but besides that, Ella just has a lot going on in her life. Her daughter is currently sick, battling cancer, so she's kind of dealing with that and running the inn, and it's just a lot. But I'm loving it so much. I've already wanted to cry like 3 times, so I'm scared to see what else is gonna happen. Yeah, I don't know. Let's continue. It is time for another update, girlies. Oh, I feel like this is one of those moments that like you know what's going to happen and you're just waiting for that bad thing to happen. And the bad thing I mean is just that this book is gonna break me. I know I'm gonna cry by the end of this book. I just have a feeling, it's this gut feeling in my stomach that I'm like gonna be so attached to these characters that it's just gonna happen, and I don't want it to, but it has to. Inevitably it has to. So we did binge it a little bit. We made it to page 166. We're on chapter 13. We're on an Ella chapter. Every single chapter still starts with a letter written to Chaos, or Beckett writing to Ella as Chaos. Ella still doesn't know. That in and itself is gonna blow up, and I'm very nervous to see when that happens. Like, that's kind of like the underlying problem that we as readers know but Ella doesn't know yet, so that's kind of gonna blow up. But besides that, Beckett is kind of just inserting himself into Ella's life, and she's slowly letting him in and letting her walls down a little bit, and it's just so wholesome to see because Ella's always been on her own. It's always just been her and her kids, and she's done everything alone, so having someone always there for her literally whenever she needs, it's really wholesome to see like she has been needing this and she's realizing herself that she's been needing this. And also what comes with that is just appreciation. Like, she didn't realize how bad she was craving this support from someone, you know? So I don't know, it's just really sad. There's so many sad things going on in the book, so no matter what, even if I wasn't connected to the characters, it still would be a sad book because you're basically just following multiple tragedies happening over and over again. It is just so sad, but we're absolutely loving it. We're almost to the halfway point, so I don't know, you guys. I'm getting 5-star feeling vibes, and that scares me because then I'm worried for when we pick up the lowest rated book on my TBR, because if this is a 5 stars and I'm loving it as much as I am, that may hinder my experience and my feelings towards when we read the lowest rated book, you know? I don't know, we'll have to see, but we're gonna continue reading this. I just am in love with these characters and this universe, and Rebecca Yarros, you're doing something to me with your writing, let's just say that. Her daughter, the little girl who died in the village, she's only ever done everything. It is like so sad. Everything about it is just so sad. You guys, I don't know where to start with this book. I genuinely don't know where to start, but this book is breaking me. Emotionally, mentally, physically. I'm physically feeling these characters' pain. I don't know what to think. I don't know where it's gonna go. I'm genuinely scared. There's just so much heartbreak and like tragedy after tragedy in this book, and I don't know how it's gonna end, but we don't have a lot left. We literally probably have a little over 100 pages, I would assume. I'm scared. It's already made me tear up so much. It's almost like Rebecca is making us fall in love with these characters and like really feel connected to them, and she's gonna rip each and every single one of them away from us. That's how I feel right now. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but that's exactly how I feel, and it's scaring me. But I stopped here to update you guys because it says 6 months later. What do you mean 6 months later? You mean all these characters had so much time without me knowing, and now I just need to know an update 6 months later? Do you know how much things could have happened in 6 months? Like, that is crazy. I feel very left out, Rebecca, to be honest, but I am thoroughly enjoying this, you guys. I am eager to finish it, but at the same time, I'm scared to finish it, and I think that's why it's taking me so long to read it, because I know the end is inevitable, and I have a feeling I know what is going to happen, and I'm prolonging this pain I know I'm going to feel. So Beckett and Ella have my whole entire heart. Even Colt and Maisie. Like, I tell you guys all the time I don't like reading about kids, but these are some special type of kids, you guys. Like, they're twins, first of all, so they're even cuter. And the relationship that Beckett has with the kids, I think, is what is making me fall in love with Beckett so much more, because he's such like a broody, grumpy, closed off person. But when it comes to Ella's kids, he is a completely different person, and that's also allowed him to open up to Ella as well. So, oh, there's just something so magical about their relationship. But the one thing, Beckett is still, he's in danger territory, let's just say that. He is digging himself a hole. I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to give too much, but let's just say he's in dangerous waters. So hopefully that doesn't end too badly, but I think it's gonna bring a lot of chaos to the book. We're gonna continue. We're on an Ella chapter, specifically on page 285, chapter 20. I love how I didn't tell you guys that until now. We're like 65-70% done the book. There's gonna be a lot of tears on these pages. Page 382, chapter 27, Beckett chapter. Something really bad is about to happen, and I'm so scared. I am so scared. Things were just all starting to be put together, and of course, something needs to happen. I don't want to continue it. I just want to stop here. I don't think I've ever cried that much over a book. I'm scared to go through that footage because I don't even want to watch my ugly cry, but this book is a 5 stars. It's flat out 5 stars. I have no words. I genuinely am speechless. Rebecca Yarros, you destroyed me. You destroyed me. I probably look like a crazy person right now, but I have no words. Actually, I was gonna say you have to read this book, but I don't know if I want you guys to read this book because I don't want you guys to feel this heartbroken and sad, but it is such a beautiful story, and I'm never gonna forget this book, ever. Goodreads knew what they were doing with their average reading for this. It has to be a 5 out of 5, through and through. Wow, we've read some really good books this year so far, you guys. I think we have like 3 5 stars under our belt. out now? 4? It's kind of crazy, but I am nervous to pick up our lowest rated book now though. And it almost makes me wish like maybe we should have read the lowest book first. But it's okay. It's okay. I am actually going on vacation tomorrow, so the second part of this reading vlog of us reading the other book is going to be after I get back from vacation. So I'm actually going to be really tanned in the next clip. I have to film another reading vlog for that, so I will see you when I get back and I'm going to be so tan. But this is a 5 stars. There's nothing more I can tell you. I just have no words. My brain can't compute actual like sentences to tell you guys anything more, just that I absolutely loved it, and that's all you need to know. Your girl is back from vacation, which means this reading vlog is going to now continue. And you're probably wondering, Gianna, you don't look very tanned. I know. I thought I was going to get much more tanned on this trip, but it's okay because summer is right around the corner, okay? This girl is going to be tanned again. I promise we're not going to always forever look like a ghost. But anyways, we need to pick up the lowest rated book on my physical TBR currently, which surprisingly is A Twisted Love Story by Samantha Downing. Now, this had quite a few reviews, like I mentioned in the intro, so it's not one of those like, oh, it has a very average rating because there's not many ratings or reviews. No, there's actually quite a few, so I'm a little bit nervous to get into this one, and I know I shouldn't set my expectations based off of Goodreads reviews and ratings before I actually read it and form my own opinions, but it's a little bit daunting, you know? I know we all say that we don't go into books with expectations based on what everyone else says, but I feel like in the back of our head we do sometimes, okay? We do. Let's all admit it. I will admit it. So that's why I'm a little bit nervous, but then again, it does deal with everything I like to read about. It is a very toxic romance with a tied in like murder mystery element, so I feel like it could be really, really good. And maybe it's one of those books that's just underrated because not a lot of people talk about it. You know? I don't know. The back is extremely intriguing. We have Wes and Ivy. They're madly in love. But it's one of those situations that like when their relationship's good, it's really good. But when it's bad, it's very bad. But the whole book is revolved around one of their really bad fights that they had. And with some arguing and whatever ended up happening, someone, we don't know, maybe a bystander, maybe someone close to them, ends up dead. And now they have a detective hot on their tail and questioning them. And they could be tied to a murder. Who knows? It almost seems like they have to put their differences aside, put their fights aside, and kind of work together or they're kind of screwed. So those are the vibes that we're going into, and I'm very excited. I feel like I haven't read a really toxic romance in a hot minute, and we all know that I absolutely love those. So we're just gonna jump into it. I'm gonna keep you guys updated. I don't know how the writing style is gonna be. Seems like we have a little bit of mixed media with like text messages going on maybe. The chapters seem to be really short, so that's always a good sign. And yeah, hopefully I don't hate it. Let's start. We are due for a first update on this book, you guys. I did start this yesterday at work, and it's a little bit insane. We're starting off with a bang, so that's a good sign. We made it to page 58, chapter 13. The chapters are very short. Absolutely love that. And the author's writing so far is pretty fast-paced, which we always love to see as well. So she wasn't kidding when she wrote in the blurb or her synopsis that this was going to be a toxic romance, because wow, it is extremely toxic. Already some of the things that they've done to each other in the past and are doing to each other now, I'm like, this is like a next level of toxicity. I thought I knew toxic romances. Oh no, this is like next level to the point of like there is no fear of any consequences, and it's just kind of crazy to me. It's leaving me a little bit speechless. But we are switching through a few different timelines, but the whole book is told in third perspective, which is interesting because I feel like I haven't read a book with a third perspective in a while, so it took me like a chapter to get used to. But I feel like that's kind of a perfect way to set up this book for some reason. Like it just works, if that makes sense. But we're obviously following Wes's job life because he is a very big person in his office, and we also have a side character of Bianca, which is like the receptionist of the office, and she's nosy. Let's just say that she is snooping and she wants to know more on everyone, or like all of her coworkers and stuff like that, but specifically Wes because of like some police things that already happened, and now she's like, I need to know like if he's a criminal or something. I don't really know a lot about Bianca, but she is not to be trusted. She's rubbing me a little bit the wrong way, so we have her. But then obviously we also have Ivy, which is our love interest interest, and she just came back into Wes's life, clearly, because they can't get away from each other. And it's just funny seeing their past, but at the same time kind of scary because they're just crazy for each other, literally psychopaths for each other. So that's interesting. But I think the author's also doing an amazing job depicting how outside people kind of react to toxic relationships, because it's a very known thing that like once you start telling people your relationship drama, they automatically have this like hatred towards said person because they're hurting you and you're talking all this crap about them and stuff, that they automatically just hate them. So the author is doing an amazing job depicting how Wes's coworkers are reacting to Ivy being back in his life, and Wes is kind of protecting her or making excuses for her, being like, no, she's better, no, she's good this time. And all the coworkers and people close to Wes are like, okay buddy, like here we go again, because they know the cycle of a toxic relationship. So it's very interesting. I think it's just gonna get so much crazier from here, considering we're only 60 pages in, and I feel like Samantha Downing is just really holding back all the chaos. She's like, here's a little taste of it right now, but buckle your seatbelts because it's gonna get 10 times worse. That's how I feel right now, but I'm enjoying it so far at least. And the fact that I am liking the writing is always a good sign. So let's continue, and hopefully we'll be able to make a bigger dent today. Talk again about this book, you guys, because we made a little bit further into the book and I don't really know what to think. I don't know what to think because I feel like there's just so much going on and we're like trying to follow so many different things, and I don't know how relevant everything is, but obviously these are all just little pieces of a puzzle, and I think we're definitely going to get more to the puzzle and it's all going to fit together in the end. But like right now I'm just like, okay, we're following this, but then we're following something completely different, and then there's a new character and now we're following this. It's just a little bit much, but we basically have like, I want to say like 4 main things that we're following all at once. We obviously have Wes and Ivy and their very messed up relationship that I just need to know more about. That's like all I care about right now. But then we obviously have Bianca, which is said assistant at Wes's work that I like briefly mentioned the last update, and she's just very nosy. She wants to know everyone's business, but she got into a little scruffle with the boss of Wes's workplace, Tanner, which is also Wes's friend. It was this whole thing. So Bianca and Tanner are now connected because they got in a little scruffle. Then we're also following the detective still that is kind of investigating Ivy and Wes and diving into their past and all their other past toxic situations that had the police involved. So that's everything that we're following all at once, and it just kind of jumping from thing to thing to thing and leaving everything else unfinished. So that obviously comes with confusion, but also comes with suspense and like builds the tension of making me want to continue reading, because with each chapter I read I'm like, okay, what situation are we going to dive into in this chapter, you know? Anyways, specifically we made it to page 120. We're on chapter 26. So I've been binging it majority of the day. I've been walking and reading, laying in my bed and reading, eating and reading. I just don't really want to put the book down. But even with that, I don't know how much I'm actually enjoying it, rather than just maybe wanting to know what's going to come next, if that makes sense. So we're almost the halfway point-ish. How many pages are in this book? 388, and we're on page 121. We're inching up to the halfway point-ish, and I'll just keep you guys updated to see if maybe my thoughts change or if I end up liking it more. I don't know. Looking a little rough, but I honestly don't think I have felt so in the middle about a book in so long, you guys, because one second of this book I'm actually really enjoying it and I'm hooked and I want to binge it, and then the next second I'm like, what is the point? Or we're kind of losing the plot here, you know? Like, I'm so in between. This book is making me feel bipolar. I just don't know how to feel about it. But we are well past the halfway point now. I can't remember the last time I updated you guys, to be honest, because like I said, I want to binge it and then I put it down for a little bit and then I'm like, I don't know. We made it to page 234. We're on chapter 48. The chapters are like 2 to 3 pages long, which I absolutely have been loving. It's been like that this whole entire time, except for like the odd chapter that is around like 10, 12 pages, which I'm like, oh, this is a long one. long one compared to the rest of the chapters in the book. But either way, I honestly don't think I've ever read such a toxic relationship, but in the sense of like, it's just extremely dramatic and they both are making decisions as if there's no consequences, which is why they're in this big mess with the detective in the first place, because of their toxic actions and how they literally believed that there would never be consequences to what they were doing. So that being said, with the detective, she is hot on their tail, and there's a lot of Wes and Ivy's past that's being dragged back up, and obviously us as readers don't really know too much of Wes and Ivy's past, so we're kind of learning as the detective figures out all of these things, which is kind of cool. But then again, that's just one other side thing that's going on with the other 10 side things also going on in this book. So that is what I meant when I said like we're kind of losing the plot here, because yes, we're still overall following Wes and Ivy, but there's so many other side characters and side problems that is still going on and is still just kind of all over the place, which I feel like some people would enjoy, but like for me, I just am not the most interested in some of those other side things. So I don't know. We still have Bianca. She's dealing with some work stuff. We have the detective working on obviously Wes and Ivy's case, but then also digging into other crimes, but then also we're kind of getting to know her past. And then we also have Ivy's best friend that came into the loop. Like there's just so many things, you guys. Anyways, I think I'm just gonna binge the end. Unless there is something really, really crazy that happens, then I'll obviously update you guys. But for right now, I feel like we're kind of just going back and forth and moving through the plot in a way. And that's kind of all I really want to say. That's all I can think to say. We have about 100 pages left, so maybe the end will shock me. But right now, it's kind of sitting in the 3-star range. It's like I'm not hating it, but I'm not loving it. It's just kind of like meh. Just the epilogue left. Of course. I don't know. Okay, well, we finished it. Well, we officially finished A Twisted Love Story last night, you guys. So I'm going to be going through my final thoughts of A Twisted Love Story, but we might as well talk about both books that we ended up finishing in today's reading vlog. This was a very fun experience, like just to see, you know. They both surprised me in their own ways. So let's first talk about The Last Letter one last time. I know this video majority is me talking about this and my reactions to it, but there is a very good reason because I could not recommend you read this book more. Obviously, check the trigger warnings and know that you're going to cry, but this book is everything to me. It has to be probably my favorite book I've read in 2026 so far. This is a 6-star read for me, you guys. I was not expecting for my heart to be absolutely shattered, but also feel so whole at the same time. Like, these characters are everything to me. This book was everything to me. The writing, the amount of quotes that I have saved is insane. I just fell in love with Rebecca Yaros's writing, and I do have another book on my physical TBR by her, The Things We Leave Unfinished. I think that's her more popular one, I believe, at least currently. I have the special edition of that in my room, so I'm even more excited now to dive into that one because of how much I love this one, and it was just a 6-star read. So I think Goodreads was 100% right. The average rating for this, it should be higher to be completely honest, but I was not expecting this to be a 6-star read. And then obviously my lowest book on my physical TBR was A Twisted Love Story. Now I'm kind of happy that that was the case because I've had this book on my TBR for a very long time and I've always wanted to read it. I just needed that extra push or that reason to read it, and this reading vlog was said reason, which I'm very happy about, but I didn't love it as much as The Last Letter. I'm just gonna start with saying that. They're just two completely different books. The writing was different, obviously, but the themes were different, the topics were different. The whole like style of romance was obviously different because that one is a heartbreaking, rip out your soul romance. This one is a very toxic romance with like an added murder mystery thrown in there. So obviously it's very hard to compare them in that sense because they're just so different, but this one surprised me in a good way, in the way that it was so much more than I thought it was going to be. Like, there were so much more elements thrown into this book that I wasn't expecting, and our characters were a lot more complex than I was thinking they were going to be, so that's a plus, you know. But it fell off for me with the overall romance, or more so the ending. The ending was kind of a letdown, and I feel like you had a lot of chaos going on in the book, you're hooked to the whole entire thing, and then the ending kind of just falls off in a way. But I think we are going to rate this a 3 out of 5 stars. Just standard, average, very similar to the Goodreads rating, to be honest, so I guess I'm kind of on the same page as Goodreads. But it's one of those ones that, like, I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. But I'm really, really happy that I read it, if that makes sense. I'm not mad about either of the books that we read, to be honest. Like, I was expecting to either love this or hate this, and same with The Last Letter. So I'd say it's kind of a win-win. But that officially concludes this week's little reading vlog. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching me read both of these books and go through every single emotion possible with this one, and then be very confused and like, what the heck type moments with this one. We kind of got 2 completely different vibes, and I felt like that kept the reading vlog interesting. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to see more reading vlogs, please drop some ideas down below. I'm thinking of filming a 24-hour readathon. Haven't filmed one of those in a hot minute, and I kind of missed it. So I was scrolling through my videos and I was like, I haven't done one of these in a while, so maybe we'll have a 24-hour readathon coming soon. I don't know. Let me know if you guys want that, because I'd be down to film one, just saying. But other than that, don't forget to check out my vlog channel, link down below. We have all things fitness, travel, lifestyle over there, and I do have some very exciting videos going on over there coming soon, so make sure you check that out. But other than that, hope you guys are having such an amazing, wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Did that make sense? We're gonna pretend that it made sense. Sometimes you have to leave something. Sometimes you have to leave so you can know what it is. Can I not read today? Like, that's all I want to do is just sit and read and not move. But I will update you.
Just casually reading by the stove.
You should read this book after. Actually, I'll tell you if you should read it after, depending on the ending. I'm not ready for my heart to be broken. I'm not ready for it. Why am I sitting like this? Ah, my foot is cramping so bad.